Hello, Greg Prato here. I'm interviewing the rock and roll band Vision of Disorder.
What up?
Rock and roll band.
Hello, gentlemen. How you doing?
All right.
How's it going?
You want to start with the left and just say who you are, and I'll
Mike
film it?
Fleischman, bass guitar.
Tim Williams, Volks.
Mike Kennedy, guitar. Brandon Cohen, drums.
Okay. So, gentlemen, from what I understand, you're working on a new album. Sounds pretty good, the stuff I'm hearing. How is it coming along, and how close are you guys to actually recording?
Slow and sweet, but it's coming along really, really well. It's I don't know. It's been about 3 years in the making. I think we were averaging three songs. 2 years.
Seems like 3 years.
The last couple months were really progressive. We really pulled out some really good songs, and still working on at least 4 of them. But we're thinking we will be in the studio tracking a decent amount of material September 9th. So it's pretty soon.
Okay. And I should have pointed out that there is a member missing from this band right now, right?
Matt Downback.
Yes.
He had to get curtains.
Okay.
Here there was a sale at Home Goods.
Yeah, so if you just want to talk a little bit more about the new songs, like do they have titles yet? Are there any working titles or anything you want to say?
Let me see. Do we have any working titles? Do we have any titles? Well, one is Annihilator. That's definitely one of the songs we're actually working on right now. We ripped that one apart a couple of times because there was some really, really good parts to it, and the other ones were lagging. And just a couple of rehearsals ago, we actually think we finished the song. So that one was Annihilator. What other ones?
Most songs are named after songs that they sound like. We have a song called Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay.
And then there's another one, Be Up On It. That's a
Be
really
Up On
good
It,
song.
that's an actual song.
It's got some really good energy
Don't
to
forget
it.
Hard Times.
Hard Times.
Odd Times.
Okay.
Odd Times, double A.
Okay. And Brady, would you like to talk about any of your favorite songs?
I don't really like any of them. His name is Barry Jewish.
Okay.
Barry Wiener. Brent doesn't like any of them.
Okay.
Brent doesn't like us. He doesn't like the songs.
Is it Werner or Wiener? Wiener. All right.
Barry Wiener.
And what about as far as producer or anything like that, or record label? Like, what's the deal with what the album, you know, how the album's going to come out, or what it's going to come out on?
We don't know yet.
Okay. Okay.
It's top secret information.
Okay. And I don't know if we discussed this with the first question, but like any rough idea when it's going to come out?
Hopefully beginning of 2010.
Okay.
No.
No,
2011.
Okay. Okay. And from what I understand, you guys are going to be playing the Gramercy Theatre pretty soon, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you want to talk a little bit about that, and are there going to be any new songs played in the
There's
show?
a lot of special surprises in this upcoming set at the Gramercy. We just jammed out a bunch of songs just now.
Okay.
A couple of new ones and some old ones.
The classics.
Out of the
Classics.
crypt. That we're looking very forward to playing. We haven't played the city in a while.
2008 was the last time we played.
That was a long time ago, and that was a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time was Irving Plaza, right?
It's gonna be hard to top that one. That was one of the best shows.
That felt remarkable to see all the fans just there. You know, it felt like it felt 10 years ago. You know, it was remarkable to see that energy still exists here, and you know, on the hardcore level, so to speak.
Cool.
It was remarkable. It was amazing. It was cool.
Cool. And Brady, what do you think about playing New York City?
That's gonna be good.
All right, maybe just a few questions about the band's history. Not too well, I guess some people know, but not too many people know. You guys played on the first Ozzfest, the first touring Ozzfest back in 1997. What are some memories of that? Because remember there were some good bands back then.
Kicked off the first day. We showed up there, missed our first slot. Literally, we were supposed to be there on stage at noon. We got caught in traffic on 95 going from New York to D.C. because our manager told us not to show up the day before like every other band did. So we showed up at about 12:30. We're supposed to open the entire tour, missed our slot, got kicked off, we got turned right around. We sent our tour manager, who was really just our high school friend, into the fray with Sharon Osbourne into the office and had a fight with her for about an hour to get us back on the tour.
Jeez.
That was before Sharon Osbourne was the Sharon Osbourne.
Right.
But
So, she was still Sharon Osbourne, but we didn't know how scary she really was until the end of that tour.
Right.
We found out very quickly.
Okay.
So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and that was, I think, the first time that Sabbath got back together for the first time in a long time.
It
and
was a pretty phenomenal experience.
Had Mike Borden from Facebook.
Mike Borden, right? Yeah.
It was actually almost even better than
Bill Ward.
Yeah.
Dare I say.
And you guys became pretty friendly with Pantera, right, on that tour? You become Pretty good friends with Phil and those guys?
That was, you know, looking back on that, you know, when you're going through stuff like that, and we were as young as we were, you almost don't realize what you were part of. But looking back, getting to see Pantera every day, getting to see Machine Head every day, and just hanging out with everybody, that was something else. It was really cool. And again, just to see Pantera every day was awesome.
Tim and Phil had a sleepover.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, there was some acid involved or something, and he trashed my shoes. No, that was a different time. Right.
Are there any good stories or memories about hanging out with Dimebag or anything like that? Looking back,
a lot of Blacktooths. Those drinks that
they ate a lot of Taco Bell too every day.
Yeah, lots of Taco Bell. Dimebag was a really nice guy. They were all super nice, man. I mean, to be that age at 20 years old and hang out with your heroes was a great experience.
Cool. And also, Typo Negative was on that tour, right? And also Pete Steele just passed away not too long ago.
What was the Pete Steele quote?
Pete Steele, when at the line for catering, he was getting chicken, and there was an attractive, catering woman serving the food. And he went up to her and he looked at her and he went, "I'll have a breast." But we also, I don't know if we tell this story about him with the two girls eating the whipped cream, looking over at him and him.
What did that mean, Mike?
He did some dirty stuff in the catering.
Okay.
He was the man, Pete Steele.
Okay. Brandy, any
legend?
Brandy, do you have any memories of that specific Ozzfest? Because I know you're a pretty big fan of Borden, so I mean, seeing Borden play with Black Sabbath must have been pretty.
I don't remember anything about that tour.
All right. And if you guys just want to also maybe talk about like what do you think is the best VOD album, just in your I guess like looking back. Imprint. Why? Why do you think that's the best one?
I think it captured a really good time for us. Like you said, that was fresh off like tours like Ozzfest. Fresh off our first big, I don't know what you want to call it. We did a lot of touring off the first record, and we got right home and we worked on that Imprint record, and it was just a really good time, I think, for VOD in general, where we really got, we were seasoned from the road. We have a lot of experience at that point. We worked really hard on Imprint. I think the first, 4 or 5 tracks are definitely the best VOD songs ever.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the only record that we had that stylistically and sonically kind of worked together, as opposed to, the first album had great songs, but I think sonically it didn't quite work. And I think Bliss Devastation sonically was fantastic, but I think we missed the boat, and stylistically I think we kind of lost track of what made us us. And I think the process for this record has been taking so long because we kind of had to unlearn a lot of the stuff that we were learning. I mean, us as a band, we work best when we didn't know what we were doing. We work best when we were just naturally did these progressions, these song progressions, and I think we learned how to write songs, unfortunately, throughout the process. So we took the last couple of years to kind of unlearn all that and just did what felt right. So we're writing some interesting stuff now, more in the vein of the Imprint style, more what's us.
Right. Yeah, because that was something I was going to ask before, like with the new stuff you're working on, can you compare it to any of the previous VOD albums?
It's probably a mixture of all, elements of all three.
If Bliss and Imprint could have a really mean, nasty baby, it's kind of what you're going to see.
Yeah.
With elements of the hardcore stuff, but we don't want to go backwards. I think so many bands try to go backwards. We want to give a nod to our roots, but not sound like we're trying to produce a hardcore record from 1995.
Okay, right.
But by all means, it's going to have our true signature voice.
Okay, cool. And what are the band's future plans beyond this album, would you say?
I don't know.
World Arena Tour.
Yeah.
Are there any bands you'd want to play with or anything like that?
Not really.
Metallica?
Okay.
Iron Maiden? Not really.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Tim just wants to play with I Hate
Tom
God.
Petty.
Tom Petty, yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Rolling Stones, Tom Petty.
Oh, and I just realized you guys played last year with Slipknot. Were those Paul Gray's last shows ever?
Yes.
Do you know?
Yeah.
It was, right?
I think it was, or at least
So
some
we
of his
also
last.
we played Dimebag's last show.
You guys did?
No, in Japan.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
Pantera. You
Pantera.
talked about.
Pantera's last show. Or
Oh, wow.
Pantera's last show,
Yeah,
I should
Pantera's
say.
last show.
Yeah.
And Slipknot's last show.
Wow. Are there any memories of that Slipknot tour looking back, or did you guys get
Drive from
to?
LA to Vegas was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were just kind of at the end of that touring cycle.
Right.
So I think they
That
were
was like
kinda,
their last
yeah, they were
shows,
just
that
kind of
was
like
it.
over it. But we know some of those guys. Tim and I know some of those guys from Stone Sour, and
Right.
they're great guys, and it was great to be a part of that. Those are really fun shows.
That room, what was that called? The Pearl? What was the name of that club we played in Vegas?
Vegas,
yeah, the Pearl.
Wow, that sounded so sick.
That was in the Palms. Yeah, it was an awesome venue, man. Halloween with Slipknot at the ponds, we almost felt like we shouldn't have even been there. It was like it was all about Slipknot. Like that's their domain. I mean, in Vegas, they're dressed up in masks on Halloween.
Right.
Yeah, I watched the whole
It was
set.
crazy.
I watched the whole
It was
set
insane.
in front of the house. It was sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
All right, cool.
Even I was disappointed that we were on that bill.
What about Barry?
Barry,
He doesn't remember it. Too long ago.
was even there.
He got a new
Barry
fan.
Jewish?
I know he likes it at Vegas.
Tell
He
us
got,
about the fan.
yeah, he got a fan.
I almost missed the show because I needed a fan.
Was it the fan?
He takes a fucking place.
He revealed to us that the truth was that it was actually Prilosec.
It had nothing to do with the fan.
He literally, we couldn't find him until 5 minutes before we were about to play. And this is Slipknot. They're not like, yeah, guys, go on when you want. They're like, you know, you're not going on if you're not going on in 5 minutes. So
Brendan loved every minute of torturing us.
he didn't even answer his phone. Apparently, it died. He just walks onto the stage 5 minutes before the play with a bag and a fan. It's like, really?
But I made the show.
But he made the show.
He made the show.
Very Jewish.
Okay.
We got one other thing we got to do in the last, I guess, year or so was play Jones Beach. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it was with Killswitch Engage, right?
Killswitch,
Yeah.
That was a great show. That was, I guess, that was the last. No, that wasn't the last.
That was the
time I
last,
played, was it?
well, last New York area. That was Long Island, last
Yeah.
Long Island show.
Right.
That was a good experience. It was the parking lot, but it was still great.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice to be in the dressing room behind the
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's right. Okay. All right, and then are there any final comments or anything for the
Come
fans?
see the show, August 20th.
Yeah,
Gramercy.
August 20th. Come check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun and playing some new material and ripping through some old stuff. You know, it's been a while since we played New York, so come on down. Hang
All right.
out.
All right, cool. And would you like to say bye-bye, Brandy?
Yes.